Hi everyone, welcome to Last Minute Coders. How are you guys? I hope you guys are doing well, and if you are new to the channel, I request you to subscribe to my channel and like this video. So as you have seen the title, so in this video what we are going to do is we are going to extract Excel data and we are going to import it in our Power Automate desktop. And the reason for this video is that recently I got this comment. One of my subscriber or one of the person on YouTube has just commented this, that I'm new to Power Automate, I'm starting to learn from your videos, but there is a problem which I can't seem to understand. My Power Automate can't read values from Excel. Okay, so this is the reason why I'm making this video. I hope this is beneficial for all of you guys. And if you are new to the channel, again, don't forget to share, like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's get started. Firstly, if you are new to Power Automate, I'm thinking that you are not from the coding background, or maybe you are, so it will be helpful in both the case. So if you are new to the Power Automate desktop, just simply first download this software, Power Automate desktop. It is very simple to download. And then go to your my flows, create a new flow here. See, if you click on this, it might take some time. Okay, so it will ask you your flow name. Let's say here I name it something like Excel to pad stand for Power Automate desktop. Okay, so a new screen like this. Here you have various action, and on the basis of these action we can do automation. Okay, so let's start with our task is to read the data of Excel, okay, and load it in pad. All right, let me close this one. Okay, we will be on this screen. So we will need to use this Excel. So here, see, these are our actions. This is our working area. Here we will see the variables, the flow variables will come here, which we will use from here. So let's get started. So this is our Excel. To start with this, first what we need to do is we need to automate this launching Excel. So firstly we will take this. Is it a blank Excel? No, it is not. It is already present inside my system. So in here I can browse the location document path. Here, see, document path. So I'll browse the document. It is saved in the desktop. Here, sample Excel. I'll select this file. I'll click on open. So it will ask me, do we need to create an instance visible for this? I'll say yes, just make this visible. So here, launch the Excel, and the file is stored in this location, and there is an instance for this whose name is Excel instance. You can change this name as well. Like if you double click on this, the variable produce, see here, you can rename this. You can name it like sample Excel. Okay, so it is up to you. And once you rename it, here also see the flow variable name is also changed. Once you launch the Excel, there is one more option like closing the Excel. So which Excel you want to close? Currently we have launched only one Excel, so that is coming up here. Do you want to save it? No, I don't want to save it. I'll just click on save. So we have launched and closed the Excel. Let me just close this. Let me show you. If I will run this, firstly it will launch the Excel, see, and then it will close it. So it is very basic functionality. Now we will read from this Excel. So what we need to do is we have this action, read from Excel worksheet, right here, read from Excel worksheet. So we have two words like read and write. Reading means to extract something, like to extract data from Excel. So that is reading. Writing means to put something. Okay, if I want to write something from pad to Excel, I'll use write action. So currently we need to read from Excel worksheet. So I'll just drag this one. So it will ask me which Excel instance do you want to use. I'll say sample Excel, read the sample Excel. So now it is saying what do you want to retrieve, a single cell value. So we have like these 4 options. So I'll retrieve everything, all available values from worksheet, whatever present in that Excel, extract that. Okay, now some of you might be wondering what an worksheet is. So here you see this sheet number 1. So this is one worksheet, this is worksheet 2, this is 3. Okay, this is our worksheet which we are currently working with. Okay, so variable produced is Excel data. You can rename it as something like sample Excel data, or you can use sample underscore Excel underscore data. You can't use spaces, otherwise if you will use a space, it will say invalid name. Okay, it is not giving it as invalid name, so you can use, but better to use underscore here. I think if you will use a space here, na, if I click on save, can we use a space here? Here, see, it gave some error, invalid value. So better to use either underscore or no underscore or no space. Okay, so yeah, this will read the value. Now if I will run, see here, it created one value, one variable, sample Excel data, but currently it doesn't have any value. So once I'll run this, so it will first launch the Excel once and then read and then close the Excel. Now you will see that it extracted the data, name, roll number, course, CGPA, and these are some of the sample data. But what if you want to make this as header, name, roll number? For that, just double click on this read from Excel worksheet, go to your this thing advanced option, and then just enable this one, first line of the range contain column names, and just save it. And then if you will, this time you will run, you will see that now it only has 5 rows, 4 column, and this name, roll number, course, CGPA became the headers. Okay, so this is how you can make the headers. The indexing of this start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the indexing of this is also like this, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what is this? This is a data table, as you can see here. If you don't know what a table is, you can like quickly Google it, but table is something which has like X and Y column. Okay, so as you can see, at 0th position the name is Ajay, at 1st position the name is Manoj, at 0th position roll number is 21, at 3rd position course is MBA. So like this. Okay, so it is kind of 2D mapping. So this is our table, very simple. So this is how we have read the data. Okay, once we read the data, now let's perform some simple action. Let's say we have this data and I only wanted to see data of persons whose CGPA is greater than like let's say 8 CGPA, who's greater than or equal to 8. I just want to show the names of that person only, not the person who have like less, like Vipul and Kapil. I don't want to see their data. I only want to see the data of Ajay, Manoj and Shekhar. So how we are going to do it? Okay, so let's do it. So we have various action like loop, like condition, variables. So various actions we have. So we will use for this we will use loop. So whenever I talk about this thing, right, a table format, so always remember that you will use whenever we are talking about a table format, we will use like 2 loops we can use. Okay, so just drag this loop thing. It will say start from, I'll say start from 0 end till 4. Okay, increment by 1. Okay, let me just save this. Why I have written 4? Like if you will see, right, this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So table, if I'll just show you how table is. I'll just delete this later on. So table is like this. Table row and column. So this is how we find something in a table. Here, see this. I'll just make it as bold. Okay, so see this. Okay, see this. Table first thing will come as row, then the column comes like 0 2. At table 0 2, what is the thing that is present there? So 0 2, 0 1 0. This is name is 0. This is 1. This is 2. So BCA will come there. 0 2 is BCA. 2 2 and 0 1 2 3 2 3. Then 6.8 at 2 3 6.8. If you want to check this, simply what you can do is just go to your variables. Click on the set variable. Here you see this X sign here. Just click on this X sign. Say sample Excel data. This is our data table, right? Sample Excel data. Just write here like something like this 0 2 and just save it. Now run this thing. See what will happen. In this new var variable, we will get the value of this BCA. Here see BCA, it is coming up as BCA in this new var. If I will do something like this, 2 2. So firstly let me show you, like in 2 0 1 2 we have BTech. So the answer of this should be BTech this time. If I will run now, it will be BTech. So let's see. Okay, here now see the new var is BTech. So this is how it works. Let me delete this variable. Okay, so this is our first loop. Instead of like loop index, I'll give its name as I. Okay, if you don't want to like do this 0 to 4, you don't want to do this 4. So what you can do this, right? You can make this thing as dynamic as well. Here see what we can do is like we can count how many data we have, and we will see that this is our first blank row and this is our first blank column. So the indexing here is from 1. So 1 2 3 4. So the 7th one is our first blank row and the 5th one is our first blank column. So do we have an action for this? So yeah, we do have in this. If you will go to Excel, and here you will see that get first free column and row, this thing from a worksheet. So it will say that okay, is the sample Excel instance you are talking about? I will say yes. So there will two variables will be produced, first free column and first free row. So just keep it as it is, just click on save. Okay, just let me disable this for now. I have to disable both of this. So just see what will come inside first free column and first free row. It will nothing but 5 and 7. Okay, so as you can see up here, first free column is 5, first free row is 7. Okay, but see here, there it is 5 and 7, but here see what is coming up here. It is the last row is 4th, right? So 7, you have to just subtract 3 from the 7. Why we are subtracting 3? Reason because firstly the indexing is starting there from 0. Okay, so we are starting from 0 and we are also excluding this one. So if I'll just color it as yellow, so we are excluding this line. Then the indexing is, instead of starting from 1, it is starting from 0. So remember 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, but if it was started from 1 2 3 4 5, and then this cell also, like 7 it is coming up, right? So we have to exclude this cell also. So we will exclude this cell because indexing is starting from 0. So 1 is this, so we have to subtract 3. Okay. Now talking about here. Okay, so this is the first thing. Now if I talk about column, then you only have to subtract 2. Reason, because it doesn't have headers. Column doesn't have a header, right? But its indexing is starting from here. It is starting from 1, but there it is starting from 0. So 1 is that and 1 is this one. Okay, this E1 wala space. So we have to just iterate till here. Just go up here, enable this. So in our first loop, what we will say is, as I told you earlier, right? Table is first row, then column. So first free row, let me just delete this. So it will be first free row, and inside this percentile sign, just give it a space -3, incremented by 1 only. Okay. So first thing, this is done. Then again what I'll do is I'll just copy this loop. Again I'll start from 0. I'll say this thing, first free column, second is column -2. Okay, incremented by 1 only, and I'll give its name as J. Okay, so here it is. Firstly, it will start from 0 to 7 minus 3 4. So 0 1 2 3 4, total 5, and this column is from 0 to 5 minus 2, that is 3. So 0 1 2 3, that is 4. So that is exactly, we have 5 rows and 4 columns. Here also you can see 5 rows and 4 columns. Okay, so now we can iterate it properly. Okay, so our next task is, like, we need to see the CGPA of each and every row, and we have to just save this data in some data table. In that data table, we will only take the person whose CGPA is greater than 8. Okay, so for that we have variables, right? So here, data table. So just create a data table. I'll just copy this thing. I'll edit this new table. So the first one is name, then I can give roll number, then third I can say it's course, then fourth I can say like CGPA. Okay, so it is exactly like this. It doesn't need to be like the same. Naming can be different. Like here, see roll number, there I have written roll NO, and here I have written roll space number. So it can be like this. Okay, just save this. Once you will save this, right? So it already has one row. See this one row. If you will delete this row, now what will happen is it will delete this also. So just keep it like this only for now. Just save this. So we have this new data table, right? So instead of this name, I'll name it as dt underscore Excel data CGPA GT means greater than 8. So here, instead of Excel data, I'll just remove this data table where CGPA is greater than 8. Okay, I'll just save this. So this is a data table whose CGPA is greater than 8. So now what I will do, so we have this. So now we need to have some conditions as well, right? So for conditions we have this conditional. So if else condition we can use. So we can say if our J, so just click on this X, and I'll say if our J is equal to, see here I'm writing 3. Why I have written 3? I'll just explain to you this. If you will open this thing, right, the sample Excel data, so see the 0 1 2 3. I told you, name is 0, roll number is 1, course is 2, CGPA is 3. So in our third section we have our CGPA, right? So what I am saying is, if our j is 3, if our j is inside this, okay, inside this panel, CGPA panel, then check. Then what you need to do is, then check first if our this thing this is our data table, right? Sample Excel data, I is our row, j is our column, ij is equal to, not equal to. What I need to do is either greater than or greater than equal to. Let's take this one, greater than equal to 8. If it is greater than equal to 8, then and then only go inside this condition. Okay, so I'll say okay. So here see sample data ij and if j equal to 3, then and then only it will come inside this. Okay, now what else you need to do is, you need to create new list as well. Okay, I'll tell you why we are creating a list. List is like a combination of various items. It can either be name, a number, or anything. Okay, so I'll just name it as temporary temp list. Okay, I'll rename it as temp list. I'll just click on save. So we have created this list here, and now we will just add item to this list. So we have this action, add item to list. I'll place it here. Okay, so it is saying to which list, so I'll say to this list, temp list. Okay, into list, so temp list, and what item to we need to add. So we will add this thing, sample this, where is the sample Excel data, right? Sample Excel data ij. Okay, now what this will do is, so it will create a list. It will create a list and store this first Ajay, then his roll number 21, then his course BCA, then his CGPA 8.9, and then we are checking that if 8.9 is greater than 8, then and then only store this row into a data table. Okay, you will get more idea once once I'll run this code, but for now just see this. So inside data table we have this thing, insert row into data table. Okay, just place it inside this thing, right? Inside your two conditions. Here it is saying which data table, so I'll say this dt CGPA greater than 8. So data table where CGPA is greater than 8, and where do you want to place this, into what location? So I'll say end of the data table. It will say which so what values. So I have created the sample list, right? So I'll take this list data and I'll just place it there. I'll say okay. So you have created this list, right? So once like this whole j operation is done, right? So you need to clear that list also, right? If you do not clear now, what it will do is it will append on that list only. Okay, let me just show you. If I will run this now, what will happen? I know it will throw an error, but it will give you like better understanding what is happening. See, it gave an error here. See, the amount of value provided to be added is 8, but data table only has 4 columns. Like it is saying that you are trying to add 8 columns, but we only have 4 columns. So here see our list. In our list we have Ajay, his roll number BCA, then his CGPA, but then Manoj's data is also coming up here. So we need to clear Ajay's data, right? So for that we have this thing, clear, let me search it. We have a clear list action. So I'll just drag and drop this here. And which list do you want to clear? It is asking me. I'll say temp list clear. Okay, and it will be outside this j loop. Okay, so once you have added, if you will see this now, so it has added Ajay's data, but for Manoj it throws an error. But this time you will see it will if I'll run this, it will add all the data, and I don't think that there will be an issue, but there is just one small issue will be there. I'll show you that also, how you can resolve that. Okay, so it got completed. So here see Ajay, whose CGP is greater than 8, is coming here, 8.2 shaker. So everything is fine. But what about this first row? It is like this. So for to resolve this, what you can do is simply we have this inside our data table. We have the delete row from data table action. So just copy this before this, like close Excel. Just select your data table like this, dt cgpa greater than 8, row index, which index you want to, the first one, the 0th one I want to delete. I'll just click on save, and this time if I'll run, I think everything will be resolved and our small project is done, like extracting data, and we are also filtering the data also. Okay, so just wait for like few seconds. Here you can see your performance of this flow, like it is completing within like 20 seconds. So here see this time that blank row is not coming up, and at 0th index we are seeing Ajay's data, his roll number, his course, his CGPA. The code is running just fine. What if I ask you like to create a data table whose CGPA is less than 8? So simply just copy paste this and rename it as CGPA data table CGPA less than 8, whose CGPA is less than 8. Okay, so what here this is if action, right? If this is like greater than equal to 8, then do this, else. So where you will find else in conditionals. So here we have else. I'll just paste it here. See, not here but here, inside this if, not this if. Okay, so inside this if I am doing it, I'll just copy this, paste this, just drag it here. Instead of using this data table, I'll use this less than data table. Okay, I'll click on save and see what will happen this time. And whenever you are working with your Power Automate desktop, it is like always recommendable like to save it. Once you do something, just keep it on saving it. Okay, sometime what happens is like it close abruptly and you will lose all your data, so better to save it. Now let's run it, and this time you will see that we will have both greater than and less than data in two data tables. Okay, it took some time, but it got completed. So here see, this is CGPA greater than 8, Ajay, Manoj, Shekhar, and you can see their CGPA as well, and less than 8. Okay, again here see the first one is like coming up as blank. You can delete this one like we deleted for greater than. So here see data table CGPA less than 8, so Vipul and Kapil, they are coming up here. Just you need to copy paste this time it is LT. Let me recheck the name, CGPA LT. This is correct. So this is how you can extract the data from Excel, and you can play with the data. If I will run this time, you will see that this time it will be proper. You here see currently 2 Excels are open. Okay, 3 Excels are open, so it will close one Excel. So instead of 3, you will only see like 2 Excels. Here see now only 2 Excels are there, not 3. Let me close these one as well. I'll say don't save. This time see less than, only Vipul and Kapil, no blank row is coming. Okay. So I hope you guys understood like how we can extract data from Excel, how we will take first free blank column, first free blank row, how we will iterate the this data table. Okay, so I hope you guys understood, and if you learned something from this video, I humbly request that you do subscribe the channel, you do like the video, and we will meet next time with the same kind of content. Till then, have a nice day. Bye.